Apple just released two desktop computers simultaneously. On the left is the new Mac Mini, starting at $900. On the right is a fully spec'd Mac Studio, costing exactly $18,300. Despite a $17,400 price gap, both machines were engineered to solve the exact same technological bottleneck. Running modern frontier AI models directly on your desk requires an extensive pool of local compute power and memory. Standard laptops simply choke when trying to hold hundreds of billions of data parameters in their RAM at once. Instead of relying on external cloud servers, which introduce latency and potential privacy risks, Apple's strategy is to build high-capacity local processing power. They want those intensive AI calculations happening entirely on your physical hardware. Looking closely at that yawning price gap reveals exactly how Apple plans to dominate the shift toward localized AI, and exactly how they intend to monetize professional users to do it. The new baseline for everyday desktop computing starts inside the Mac Mini, with a chip Apple calls the M6. Built on a 2-nanometer process, the physical circuits face extreme miniaturization. Dense pathways let data flow rapidly without excess heat. This allows Apple to pack a 12-core CPU and a dual 16-core neural engine onto a single, highly condensed piece of silicon. In the real world, this density results in significant power efficiency. The chip can run under heavy sustained loads without getting dangerously hot, preventing the system from intentionally slowing itself down to cool off. For developers and creators, this means you can compile code and execute on-device AI prompts smoothly, without straining the hardware. To understand the scale of this engineering evolution, look at this image of the original 1984 Macintosh. The bulky physical casing and logic board of that entire machine held a tiny fraction of the computing power now condensed into a silicon die smaller than a postage stamp. By offering this level of condensed efficiency at $900, the new Mac Mini democratizes access to advanced on-device AI compute for the average consumer. On the opposite end of the spectrum is the Mac Studio, powered by the M5 Ultra, engineered explicitly for enterprise AI and complex 3D rendering. Instead of shrinking a single die, the M5 Ultra uses UltraFusion, locking multiple chips into a sprawling quad-die architecture. This results in an up to 36-core CPU and an 80-core GPU that behaves seamlessly as one single unified processor. But the most critical hardware specification for running large-scale AI models is the data pipeline. The M5 Ultra delivers an unprecedented 1.2 terabytes per second of memory bandwidth. Accessing this hardware, however, requires navigating a strict pricing toll booth for those maximum specifications. The base model M5 Ultra starts at $5,500, but that price balloons to $18,300 when adding 512 gigabytes of RAM and a 16-terabyte solid-state drive. This punitive pricing model cascades all the way down the product line. If you want to add a 2-terabyte hard drive to the $900 Mac Mini, the storage upgrade alone costs $1,000, more than the computer itself. Because Apple is currently the only manufacturer offering this specific level of integrated memory bandwidth in a desktop processor, they are able to act as a hardware toll booth, heavily taxing professional users who require those storage and memory specs. The highly accessible M6 and the maximum spec M5 Ultra operate as two halves of a single overarching strategy to capture the entire spectrum of AI users. In modern workflows, raw processing speed is no longer the ultimate status symbol. It has been replaced by the ability to keep high-capacity pools of unified memory sitting physically on your desk. Local processing guarantees absolute security and immediate speed for your data, completely bypassing the latency and privacy risks of relying on cloud-based AI servers. While the vast majority of people will never need an $18,300 supercomputer, its existence proves the upper limits and viability of this shared architecture. By building the memory and bandwidth required for AI directly into the silicon, Apple has ensured that for many professionals, the power to run tomorrow's models requires buying their specific hardware today.